Good morning. In this session, we are going to start the next concept like a semi-technical description of flowering plants. So, what does it mean? The semi-technical description of flowering plants. So, if we want to describe a plant, so just imagine we got one unknown or a common plant. So, if you want to study that plant right from the root till the fruit and flower, so if we want to describe that flower, how to describe, how we can describe that plant. First of all, what we have to do, we have to write the vegetative, or we have to tell the vegetative characters of the plant. Vegetative characters means what? How the roots are modified, how the roots are present in the particular plant. We have to describe about the, so before that, before the root, what we have to describe, about the habitat of the plant. Habitat means what? In which area it is growing. In which area means either it is a terrestrial one, or it is a water plant, or it is an epiphyte, or it is a parasitic one, climber, or the herb, shrub. All these, after the habitat, what we have to write? We have to write the vegetative characters. In future, if you want to describe the plant, how you will describe? Whatever the plant will be. So first you write the habitat of the plant. In which condition it is? Either it is in a moist place, or it is in a terrestrial form, or it is a water or hydrophytes, or what is that? Terrestrial or water plant. That you have to mention in the habitat place. And then what is next? The next is the description, the type of plant, whether it is a climber or herb or shrub or a tree. So that you have to mention in your semi-technical description. And all those living the habitat, whatever you start writing about the plant, the type, like about the plant in sense type, and about the root and stem and branches, stem, leaf. So let me tell you, type means you know. Now you know that if it is a climber, you have to mention here the plant is climber. If it is an herb, if you have to write the plant is herb. If it is a shrub, you have to write as a shrub plant. Leaving the herb, shrub, tree, if it has some other character, like sometimes the plant stem will be hollow in nature. Hollow means it will be having a cavity inside the stem. So you can write the description, that particular specific description in the vegetative character. Now the next is coming to the root. All the dicotyledonous plants have tap root system, and all the monocotyledonous plants have fibrous root system. So tap root system and either tap root system or fibrous root system you have to write. Leaving that tap or fibrous, if it consists of any extra modification in the plant, if suppose the plant stores the food in the root, so the storage of food inside the root will be an extra character, or it will become a modification of root. So the root function is, it is going to anchorage the plant, and it is absorbing the water and mineral nutrition to the from the soil and it is supplying to the plant body. Leaving these two work, if it is performing some other work like supplying of oxygen or storage of food materials, or it is hanging from other branches, pneumatophores it used to call as pneumatophores. If it is present some that type of character, you have to mention here. Okay, so when I'll take two examples, my dear students, I'll take the Solanaceae and Liliaceae, which is present in your NCERT. When I start describing the family characteristic feature, you will come to know what I am speaking here. Okay, the stem, coming to the stem is, if it is dicotyledonous, no doubt it will be branched. If it is a monocot, it doesn't possess any of the branch, it will be a single stem. And sometimes in the consider this is a monocot plant. Monocot plant, consider you might have seen the grass, my dear students. The grass, it possesses a stem and a persistent leaf. If you tear one leaf till the end of the stem, it get tear. So that type of leaf, special unique character you will see in the monocotyledonous, that too grass family plants. So that unique character you have to mention here. Suppose some plants stem under the stem will be grow in the underground, like and under the soil. Some of the plant stem usually used to grow. For example, potato. The potato is a modified stem. So usually those stems grow under the surface of the soil. So that you have to mention. If it is so, if it has some other special character, some other modification, you have to write in the stem character. Now coming to the leaf. Now you have to write the branches also. So what type of branches, how many branches, how many means it has number of branches, and it includes nodes and internodes that you have to mention here. Now coming to the leaf. So leaf are different type of leaves are present in varieties of plants, my dear students. So if in this branch, if the leaf is oppositely arranged, one leaf is lying here, one more leaf is lying opposite to this. So this type of arrangement is opposite. The arrangement of leaf is known as phyllotaxy, my dear students. The concept known is phyllotaxy. The type of leaf or the type of phyllotaxy is opposite. Sometimes the leaf usually arises alternately. One leaf, suppose one leaf is present here, next to the opposite condition one more leaf arises from this side. So this type of arrangement is known as alternate, opposite. So try sometimes from one node. So consider this is the node, from particular this node, 3 leaf usually used to grow. So the type of leaves arrangement is known as trimerous. Like three leaves got arranged from the single node. So if it has this particular type of special character, you have to mention here, my dear students. And then in the castor or in the papaya, the leaf is palm in shape. So if it is something it is there, some special character is there in the descriptive plant, you have to write that particular character. So the leaf are palmately compound. So these are all the vegetative characters of particular plant. So the branches are, number of branches are present. In monocotyledonous there will be no branches, my dear students. That's why I am giving a special description to the branch. Now coming to the floral characters. The floral characters are as follows. Now, in the floral characters, what you have to do? You have to describe about the flower. Right from the calyx, right from the bract, and then calyx, and then corolla, androecium, gynoecium, how many carpels are present, how many androeciums are present, how many stamens, androecium or stamens are present. All these things you have to describe, but writing all those things a little bit it is somewhat difficult, somewhat it looks complex. To avoid all those lengthy answers, you have to write in a symbols, how to explain particular character in the flower. It include, or it has particular symbol. I'll write that in shortly. I'll write that. Okay, so before that I forgot to tell this. Inflorescence. Inflorescence, you know very well about this inflorescence. Inflorescence is of two types. One is racemose and then one more is cymose type of inflorescence. If it is bearing racemose type of inflorescence, you have to mention here the type of plant. This plant consists racemose type of inflorescence. If it is bearing cymose type of inflorescence, what you will write? It is bearing cymose type of inflorescence. If, for example, you might have seen the hibiscus flower in the hibiscus plant, how the flower will be in one branch, particularly one branch or one twig, it bear only one flower. It means what? The flower is solitary. It won't grow in a bunches. So it will be only one flower. That twig, the particular one twig bear only one flower. It means what? The flower is solitary. Solitary means single flower. Okay. So after this, coming to the floral character, just now I said you have to describe the floral characters in a symbols. So I'll write the symbols now and telling the expansions of those symbols. As I said, right from the bract till the perigynous, hypogynous and epigynous ovary, all those things I am going to show you in a symbolic way. If I write in the floral character, like it consists of, actually the floral character consists of floral diagram and floral formula. Okay, floral diagram is what? Take the flower, take the plant flower, look at the flower and write all the characters of the flower in a diagrammatic way. How to draw? You have to draw, you have to write in a simplest manner, so that you will come to know how they get arranged. How to write that? I'll explain you. So let me complete these symbols, later I'll tell you. So if I am writing the BR symbol here, so the BR indicates presence of bract in the flower, or the flower is known as bracteate. Suppose if I have written in the formula, so consider this is so and so formula, in the flower if I write BR means what? The flower consists bract. Bract means what? Bract is the reduced leaf present at the base of the flower. Consider this is the flower, branch, pedicel and somewhat a flower. Okay. So at the base of the flower, if it possesses a reduced leaf, it means what? The flower consists of bract. To write the presence of bract, what we used to write? What we used to say? The flower is bracteate. If the bract is absent, how we used to write? It is ebracteate. The flower is ebracteate, not abracteate. It should be ebracteate. So I explained you in the last session the actinomorphic and zygomorphic. If the flower is radially symmetrical, it is known as actinomorphic. How to write the symbol of actinomorphic? Actinomorphic symbol is, write the circle, and inside the circle you have to write the plus sign. It means what? It means the flower is actinomorphic. If the flower is zygomorphic, zygomorphic means the flower is bilaterally symmetrical. How to indicate the bilaterally symmetrical condition? This is the actinomorphic, and percentage symbol is the zygomorphic. Zygomorphic means what? Zygomorphic means bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical means what? A flower, only one particular plane can cut the flower into two equal halves. Okay, so that condition is known as zygomorphic. Okay, the next is K is written as, or it is represented, the whorl calyx. Calyx are sometimes 5 in number, 4 in number, 3 in number. However, whatever the number is, just if it is 4 in number, you can write 4. If it is 5, underneath this K, if you are writing 5, number 5, what it means? It means the calyx are 5 in number. And also, if you put the bracket sign to the number 5, what it means? The symbol represents the fusion of calyx. The calyx is fused with one another. Okay. Now, one more is there. After the calyx, we have corolla. Corolla symbol is C. The same thing. If it is 5 in number, 4 in number, 3 in number, you have to write the number towards this sign. And if you are putting bracket, it means what? It is fused. Okay. Now coming to the androecium. If I write A, it means what? Androecium. It is about the androecium. If I write gynoecium, gynoecium means, G means gynoecium. Gynoecium is the female reproductive organ. Androecium is the male reproductive organ. If the stamens are, or if the androecium is 5 in number, you can write the 5. If the stamens are epipetalous, if the stamens are growing on the petals, it means what? It is epipetalous. How to write the epipetalous condition? Epipetalous condition should be like this, my dear students. If you write like this symbol, what it represents? The androecium is above the corolla. See? If you write C and A, and on to that if you draw the semicircle, it represents the androecium is growing on the corolla. Okay. If it is 5, 4, you can write the number of androecium. If they are fused with one another, write the bracket. And you might have, if you remember in the previous session, we discussed about the perigynous, hypogynous and epigynous type of ovary or flower. Hypogynous means superior ovary. Okay. Perigynous means half superior and epigynous means inferior. So the superior ovary in half inferior and in inferior half superior and inferior ovary. How to represent that? It is simple. Write the G. Okay. If the gynoecium it is, if the ovary is superior in the particular flower, where to indicate that superior condition should draw like that. Under this G, if you draw one line, it indicates it has superior ovary. Above the G, if you draw a line, it indicates the ovary is inferior. Okay. And the next, if, and also you have to write the locules. How many locules are present inside the ovary? If it is 2 locule, if it consists 2 locule, you can write the number 2. And no doubt the locules will be fused with one another. By putting the bracket, you can show the locules are fused with one another. So these are just a description, my dear students. When I start discussing about the Solanaceae and Liliaceae, you will come to know a better description of all this. In your book, they have given P. P means what? Perianth. Perianth means what? In some flower, the calyx and corolla, they both fused with one another. That type of flower arrangement is known as perianth. We cannot call that calyx or corolla. Altogether, we can call that as perianth. Instead of writing the C or K, directly you can write P. So, I will draw the diagram of floral or flower. One typical example they have given in the book, showing like this. Put the circle. Okay. Always use pencil while drawing the diagram. One more circle. What we are drawing? We are drawing the floral diagram. Okay. One more circle. And in the floral diagram, if I am writing this structure, it means what? It means this is the position of androecium. Okay. See, this is the valvate type of estivation. Am I correct? Valvate type of estivation. And one more we have to show here, and that is the calyx. Now, see, we got one structure. So this is the ovary. Look at this now. This is the ovary. and it has two chambers, one chamber and one more chamber. Two chambers, or chamber means one locule, one more locule, two locules. Gynoecium has two locules, okay. And this, in this example, the one more thing I must say here, the locules are fused with one another. Make it correct, a slight correction, and both these locules are fused in a wall. So consider this is the ovary. Inside the ovary, both the locules fused with one another. This is not in a separate condition, this is not in a separate condition. They both fused with one another, and they have, the ovary have two chambers. That's why I have written here as 2. And whatever we have taken the example, this plant example, this plant is a family, Brassicaceae, Brassicaceae family, or Brassica plant, or Brassicaceae family. So in this Brassicaceae family, the gynoecium is superior in condition. Gynoecium, sorry, ovary is in superior form. Okay. Now coming, this is all about the gynoecium, and it indicates the parts of ovary. The ovary consists of two locules. Now coming to the androecium. Androecium is 5 in number. Androecium is 5 in number, and all those 5 are, if you can see the androecium, 2 are little bit far away from these 4 androecium. So you can write it as 4 plus 2 arrangement. Okay. 4 plus 2, gynoecium is 2 loculed gynoecium. Now coming to the, after this whorl, these 2 whorls are reproductive whorl. This is female reproductive organ, male reproductive organ, and those 2 whorls are known to be essential whorl. Okay, very important whorl, that's why it is known as essential whorl. Now coming to this whorl, this is the Corolla, or accessory whorl it is. This corolla or petal whorl are 4 in number. C is 4 in number, and calyx is, this is the outermost whorl known as calyx. If you see the petal, sepal arrangement, one sepal is completely outer position, one is inner position, one is completely out, one is completely in. So you can write 2 plus 2 arrangement. Two sepals are outer in position, 2 sepals are inner in position. See the margin, these 2 margins enclosed with these 2 subsequent sepals. These 2 sepal, margin of one sepal overlapped by these 2 subsequent sepal. Okay, that's why I have written as K2 plus 2. Now this is bisexual flower, my dear students. Bisexual means this flower consists of both female and male reproductive organ. Sometimes in unisexual flower, it will be having only one type of reproductive organ. In that time, what you have to write? You have to show only male symbol. So this symbol indicates the male, and this symbol indicates the female. If both the sexes are present, what you have to write? You have to write the plus and arrow mark symbol in the floral formula. And next, the first thing what you have to mention here, if the flower is actinomorphic or zygomorphic. If it is actinomorphic, you have to write this symbol. Zygomorphic, if it is a zygomorphic, if you write the percentage symbol, it indicates the flower is zygomorphic. I am writing here the plus mark. It means the flower is actinomorphic. So this is the floral diagram of Brassicaceae family, and this is the floral formula of this floral diagram. Okay, so in the next session we will take the Solanaceae family. We will start writing all the vegetative and floral characteristic features of that family, and also we will see the economic importance of the family. So if it is there, if suppose Solanaceae, it is a potato family. Okay, potato, it is an economically important one, and it is also consumed as a highly carbohydrate food. Okay, so those type unique characters will list out in the form of economic importance, and after the Solanaceae we will take up the Liliaceae family. Okay, thank you.